Good day all. Welcome back to South Africa, and this is South African Prepper. So I quickly want to talk to you about camo clothing and why we think that wearing camo clothing during a shit hits the fan or SHTF situation is actually not a good idea. So why do we buy ammo clothing? Now, if you're South African, we tend to buy the ammo clothing when we go hunting. And the reason for this is very simple. Most of the camo clothing that you do buy are of fairly good quality, so they tend to do the job out in the field, out in the forest, and they tend to last a little bit longer if you are outdoors. But there's a big issue when it comes to when SHTF occurs. So I want you to open your mind a little bit because on this channel we always do simpler is better. So imagine shit hits the fan in your city or in your town, and suddenly you go out with your camo clothing, with your bug out bag or your survival bag. And what will the reaction be of people that sees you? Now, when I see a person in camo or in army clothing, there's two questions that I ask myself. What is this person defending? Or is this person defending itself? Or what is this person going to attack? Now, if you're going to wear camo clothing during a shit hits the fan scenario, so let's say, for an example, you can't exit your city with your vehicles, but you have to, let's say, walk out. And that's going to be one of our next videos is, are you able to walk out of SHTF? And you've got all of this camo clothing on, you will definitely become a target. Because you have to realize that during a shit hits the fan scenario, you're going to literally have two types of people running around. One, people that are going to try and defend themselves, that are going to try and preserve life. I believe this community watching these videos are those type of people. And then you're going to have the people, the bad people, okay? The people that are going to be forming gangs in certain areas, and the people that are going to be actively hunting for resources. So as soon as you put on camo clothing during a shit hits the fan scenario, okay, these type of bad people, the people that are going to form the gangs, the people that are going to go look for resources, they're going to see you as a possible means of resources. I mean, a person that's got camo on with, let's say, body armor on, that's got magazines loaded and it's got a big gun, that person is carrying resources that certain people are needing to control a certain area. So if you're going to be wearing camo clothing during a shit hits the fan scenario, you actually need to be able to defend yourself properly, because you are either then a threat for somebody or you are an opportunity for resources for somebody else. So wearing camo clothing with your full gear, and believe me, we do have full gear, you have to consider not doing that if you want to escape a certain, let's say, a city or a village or a town during a shit hits the fan scenario. Yes, there's definitely a place for camo. If you're out in the field for camouflaging, if you're out in the field surviving, camo is good. But camo within a city, within a town, within a village where there's a whole lot of people, if you're going to walk past them with camo clothing, you're really going to put a big target on your head. In South Africa, for an example, I always see there's certain political parties, and the South Africans will know this fairly well. They call themselves the veterans of the struggle of 1994. They always rock up with the army clothing. And I always think to myself, is this an actual fact a sign that they're trying to show you that we have got the military attire on and we are exerting power over you because we've got the army clothing on, okay, and we are in charge? Or is it to actually to defend the country? So whenever I see a person in military clothes, that is the two questions that I ask myself. Is this person going to defend me or defend themselves from an external threat, or are they actually going to be attacking somebody? Because tactical clothing is there for a reason. Tactical clothing are made for combat. And that is why I think if you do buy, in South Africa we buy the tactical clothing because they tend to last a little bit longer. They are of good quality. They tend to last under the African sun, and they tend to help with the rain. So there's definitely a place for camo clothing. Definitely. I've got a big crate full of tactical clothing ready to go if we need to use it. But you have to use it cleverly. You cannot decide you're going to bug out on foot. You're going to put on all of your tactical gear. You're going to be one fat target. Then I'd rather put it in a bag, put on plain clothing, and try to get out of the city, out of the village, out of the town, and then actually start to use it. So being a prepper is all about being simple-minded and making it easy for yourself. Don't be stupid, okay? I see all of these guys normally when we do tactical training, you see them, yes, they pitch up. They've got the nicest gear. They've got the nicest jackets and the nicest pants. But then I ask myself, if you are wearing such tactical clothing, can you actually tactically defend yourself? Because like I said before, you become a target. Okay, if you're able to tactically defend yourself and your family, by all means, wear all of the tactical stuff that you've got, because it will give you some kind of a benefit. But is it worth risking your life to look cool, to look nice, to look like you're gonna go to war? Because tactical clothing says, I am off to war. I'm gonna fight somebody. I'm able to fight somebody. So if you're saying and putting on clothing that shows the world I am able to tactically fight, you should be able to tactically fight. Otherwise, you should not be wearing the tactical gear at all. This is South African Prepper. God bless. Please like, share and subscribe.